A very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Let's learn together.
A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. Hope that you are all fine by the grace of Almighty. Please stay at home and stay safe. And, don't mess with the pandemic. Don't mess with coronavirus. So we are going to discuss about the topic feeling of Jews in Nazi Germany. What the Jewish people were feeling about them in Germany, which was fully captured by the Nazi party. As we all know that the head of the party was Adolf Hitler. So he just captured throughout the Germany. And what was the feeling of the Jews? We can learn about their feelings with the help of a particular, you can see he was a journalist. She was a journalist, Charlotte Barrett. Let me show you her photograph also, Charlotte Barrett photograph. Her images is also there with me so that you can have an impact in your mind. Who was that particular lady? You can see this one, Charlotte Barrett. So a German journalist. She was a German journalist, born in the year 1943 in magazine Free, in 1940. So this collection of dreams was later expanded and published in book from 1966 onwards by Quadrangle Press under the title The Third Reich of Dreams. So she wrote one book, and the title of that book was The Third Reich of Dreams. And in that book, if you will go through the book, you will know about the feelings of the Jews, what those Jewish people were feeling about themselves in Germany. So Charlotte Barrett secretly recorded people's dreams in her diary and later published them in a highly disturbing book. And it was really highly disturbing. Why I am calling it highly disturbing? Because you will always get disturbed when you will also go through this particular book. And the title of the book was Third Reich of Dreams. She wrote about the dreams of the Jewish people, what they were dreaming during the night when they were trying to sleep during the nights. So she wrote about the dreams. Let us go through what she has written. She describes how Jews themselves began believing in the Nazi stereotypes about them. So we have discussed earlier that what the Nazi people or the people of the Germany were stereotyping them. They were just calling them the killer of the Jesus Christ, as well as they were calling them the money lender who charged excessive interest also. So these were the things that were stereotyped against these Jewish people. So these Jewish people were feeling the same thing when they were even sleeping during the night also. They were just having such type of a stereotype thing in their dreams also. So you can see, we can say over here that even they were not able to sleep properly during the nights, because all those things that goes on during the day with them, that comes into their mind during the night also. So their day as well as their nights were disturbed. The Jews were really very suffering one. They dreamt of their hooked horses, hooked noses. The Jews, the German people were making different type of paintings and pamphlets, and they were just pasting all those paintings and pamphlets in the streets, in the corners of the streets, on the walls of the streets, and they were showing that the Jews were having hooked noses and naak bahar nikle hue, black hair and eyes, even Jews look like, and body movements. All these things they were dreaming in their during the night, also during their dreams. So these were also disturbing the Jewish people. They were even can't sleep during the night properly also. They dreamed of these things. You can see in the next line that is clearly mentioned that stereotypical images publicized in the Nazi press haunted the Jews. यानी खुद उनको डर लगता था नाजी Jews लोगों को. When they used to sleep during the night, they were just haunted because they used to see their images during the daytime painted or pasted in the walls of the streets, and they were just having that particular imagination or the scenes which they have seen in the during the day, that were also disturbing during the night in their dreams also. So Jews were feeling that yes, the Nazi people are telling, maybe they are telling the truth that we are like that. It made them feel like that. The German people, the Nazi party made them feel like that they are the killer of the Jesus Christ, and they are the people who just can do anything for money. can do anything to earn money. And they used to charge excessive rate of interest also on giving the loans. See, you can see they trouble them even in their dreams. So that I want to discuss and tell you, my dear students, that even those things disturb them in their dreams also. Jews died many deaths even before they reached the gas chamber. You can see that if you will really be troubled during the day as well as in the night, then you will ask the God, oh God, please let me die. Why are you keeping me alive over here? So Jews were the people who were dying many days before they reached the gas chamber, and they used to die there in the gas chamber. So we can say that only the bodies of the Jewish people used to go to the gas chamber, and they used to die there. Before the gas chamber, before getting died with the help of the gases, poisonous gases, they die many days before that also, because of this Nazi party and their stereotypes and the propaganda that they were sharing with the people of Germany. So that was really horrible. If you will go through the book Third Reich of Dream, I think that book is available in different online platforms. If you really want to go through that particular book, then please go through. Then you will feel the real feeling of the Jewish people who were there in Germany during the Nazi party rule. That's really haunted. That's really disturbing. You will really get disturbed, my dear students. So if you want to get disturbed, purchase that book and go through that book. No issue. Next topic is about Holocaust. That means disaster, that is Pralay, my dear students. So what was the disaster in Germany that was going on? Let us see. Jews wanted the world to remember the cruelty and the sufferings that they had suffered during Nazi killing operations. So what the Jews wanted, they wanted that the people of the world, throughout the world, they can remember, they can just identify, they can realize the cruelty and the sufferings that they had suffered. So the Jews wanted these things to be go through to the world, and the world should know about what was the feeling of the Jews and what they have suffered, and what they have just struggled back, or how they have struggled back in Germany. So Jews wanted the world to remember all those cruelty and all those sufferings that they had suffered during these Nazi killing operations. We know already that how they have killed the Jews everywhere, in the gas chamber, even in the concentration camps also. So really they wanted the world to remember this cruelty and these feelings, their sufferings. So what they have done in this part, so that the world can remember about them, what they have done, they have collected and they have preserved the documents, and even they created archives which are called or known as Holocaust. Means what they have collected, they have collected the official orders that were given to them by the Nazi party. They have collected all the documents which have been stamped with the which have been stamped with the help of that Star of David also. So they preserved all those documents, they collected and preserved all those official order of the Nazi party also, which was there to kill them. So, and they created archives, means you can say they created stores and online stores also, which are also known as Holocaust. So Holocaust are the documents or the preserved documents, you can say, that have been collected by the Jewish people, and they have stored it somewhere. I will show you where they have stored. I have few photographs also to show you where they have preserved those documents. On the other hand, when the war seemed lost, now you can see that there is a little twist over here. On the other hand, when the Nazi party realized that they are going to lose the Second World War, then what they have done, the Nazi leaders, they distributed petrol to its functionaries, means to its different branches. They have distributed petrol so that they can destroy all involved evidences available which were available in offices. What they have done, Nazi leaders, they don't want the world to know about the things that they have done with the Jews, and that's why they have distributed petrol to their functionaries, to their branches, to their members of the Nazi party, so that they can destroy all the evidences, all the documents. They can burn all the documents with the help of the petrol. So on one hand, you can say the Jews wanted to preserve the documents. On the other hand, we can see over here that the Nazi leaders wanted to destroy the documents. Now there is a war between preserving and destroying, destroying and preserving. There is a war between this. Now who can destroy and who can preserve? So let us see. I think that the Jews have won this particular war, because if they were not successful, if they were not have been successful in preserving the documents, then we would not be knowing and discussing about them today. So if we are discussing about them today, if we know about them, what happened to them in those days, that is because of the Jews only. They have preserved those documents, and we are now studying and discussing about them. So it is clear that they have won this particular war in preserving and destroying. So the history and the memory of the Holocaust live on the memoirs and the fictions and the documentaries. There are many documentaries. Those films also are available, and many poetries, many memorials and museums. All these things, their Holocaust, their documents have been preserved nowadays also. It is also available nowadays in many museums in the form of poetries, in the form of memorials, in the form of documentaries, in the form of fictions. It are all available throughout the world in many different type of you can say museums. These are a tribute. Now there is a warning for you all, my students. Let me discuss you with this. It is quite important for your life also. So watch it and listen to me very properly. These are a tribute or a praise to those who resisted it. Let me clear the meaning. Who resisted means who went against the actions of the Jews. So we have to praise those people. We have to pay a tribute to those people who resisted, who fought back against the Jewish people. यानी जिन्होंने जवाब दिया, जिन्होंने प्रोटेस्ट किया अडॉल्फ हिटलर और उसके पार्टी के खिलाफ, हम लोगों को उनके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? We should pay a tribute to them. We should praise them that they have resisted, they have fought back, they have struggled, they have just demonstrated against the Jews, against the Adolf Hitler party, Nazi party. Now, next statement is what? An embarrassing reminder to those who cooperated. और reminder, embarrassing reminder है उनके लिए जिन्होंने help किया नाजी पार्टी को और एडोल्फ हिटलर को. Those who were with the Adolf Hitler and his party, there is a reminder for them. There is an embarrassing reminder for them that the same thing can be done with them also, and that really happened also. We know the story of Helmut and his father also. The same thing happened to that Helmut and his family, and Helmut and his father also. So this is an embarrassing reminder to those who cooperated, those who will cooperate to do the bad things, to do, you can say, to do anything bad things or very illegal things, or destroying someone or killing someone. If you are with them, then it is a reminder for you that it might happen to you as the next one also. You might be the next guy. You might be the next one to whom, with whom the same thing will be repeated. So it is a reminder for you and a great warning. And the third statement that I want to say over here, and a warning to those who watched in silence. और जिन्होंने चुप से देखा है, उसके लिए क्या है? एक बहुत बड़ा वार्निंग है कि नेक्स्ट टाइम ये सब चीज उनके साथ भी हो सकता है. So let me tell you the great fact that is going on in our country also. If we will just keep quiet, if we will watch all this in silence that is going on in our country also, in other countries or the people of other countries also, if they are watching it in silence, the same thing will be repeated to them also. They might be the next time, they might be the next one, and they are sure will be the next one with whom all these things will be repeated. So tribute to those who resisted, who went against. Reminder to those who cooperated. And a warning to those who watched in silence. That is the message from the chapter. That is the message from this particular history of Adolf Hitler and his party. That is the message I want to give over here. Again, I am repeating, tribute or praise to those who resisted, who went against, embarrassing reminder to those who cooperated, and a warning to those who watched in silence. You might be the next one. You might be the next target, my dear students. So be very careful and smart to act. Act when it is needed. You must act when it is required. You must face when it is really required. You must not watch in silence. So one of my students asked me that how they were preserving the documents and where they were. So can you see this particular milk can, my students? You can see over here. This is the milk can where they were just putting all the documents. They were preserving these documents in such type of milk can, and they were burying, है ना, ये लोग इस जमीन के अंदर इसको क्या करते थे, गाड़ देते थे. They used to bury all this type of documents, all the documents in this type of milk can. They used to just close this milk can, and they were burying all these documents in the earth, है ना, in the earth, so that it can be found by the research persons later on. And really those research persons have found all these things. You can just read out the message over here. Inhabitants of the Warsaw Ghetto. Ghetto is the place where they were kept, है ना, where all the Jews were kept separately. So in the Warsaw Ghetto, they collected documents and they placed them in three milk cans along with their containers. As destruction seemed imminent, unstoppable, these containers were buried in the cellars of the building. Building के cellars यानी कि जहाँ पर बुनियाद होती है, building के pillars होते हैं, वहाँ पर उन्होंने क्या किया था, ये containers को जो है गाड़ दिया था in the year 1943. And this can was later discovered by the scientists, by the research persons. So that and with the help of these documents, we are able to now know and discuss about them. So this is one of the way, and three different milk cans have been found by the research persons, and with the help of those documents, now we are able to discuss about them. We are able to know about the sufferings or the actions that have been taken against the Jewish people during that Nazi Germany, during the rule of that Nazi party. So this is one of the way how they were preserving their documents. Not only in milk cans, whatever they used to find, they were just preserving those documents and burying them under the ground so that it can be later found out. Still there may be many documents which have not been found out, still maybe. So if you will research once more, then you can find another more documents also. So these are the thinkings that I want to just share with you all, my dear students. That is all in this class. We will discuss more tomorrow. So again, I am reminding you, please stay safe and stay at home. Stay and be safe at your home. That's all. Thank you, my.
Hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye bye. Take care.